This article here is from the New York Post, and they talk about when Elaine Brennenhoff recently went on the Today Show about the loss Amber took in court. Also, the other theme is Amber Heard can't pay $10.4 million. Depp judgment attorney Elaine Brennenhoff blames suppressed evidence. Of course. It's always something. It's never, well, my client lost fair and square. Evidence was suppressed. The jury was wrong. They didn't know the law. They loved Johnny or whatever the heck it was. It's never, Amber apologizes. She was beat fair and square. There was a lot of evidence against her. We can't have any of that now, can we, Elaine? They start off. Johnny Depp won his explosive defamation lawsuit against ex-wife Amber Heard because an enormous amount of evidence was suppressed, of course. The actress's lawyer said Thursday, adding that her client won't be able to pay the multi-million-dollar judgment. Well, really what happened here is it's a tale of two trials. Johnny Depp brought a suit in the UK for the same case, which is not true. That case was about whether the Sun could print based on enough of what they heard that Johnny was a abuser. It wasn't really about all the details in the same exact way it was here, or if Johnny was defamed. This was defamation. Elaine Brennenhoff, or I think I'm saying that right, Brendenhoff, told Today, referring to the Pirates of the Caribbean star's sensational 2020 libel case against British tabloid The Sun. Well, I gotta tell you guys, no offense, I really mean this in the best of ways, but as an American, I think that the legal system and the way we have it is set up better, at least from what I know. Because from what I hear, Judge Nickel just kind of made the decision on his own, but here we've got a jury taking their time, and they've got to make a unanimous decision, and that means they can each counteract each other, think about things. It just seems much better. And Amber Heard can't play Monopoly and drink hot chocolate all night with every single juror member. But that's my own speculation, just my opinion. The burden of proof was easier for him there. The Sun had to actually prove that it was true. Wrong again. They didn't actually have to fully prove it was all true. What they had to prove was that they got enough information to write articles about it. The media doesn't have to prove something's true every single time they write an article. That should be obvious to anybody in the world who's breathing. But what they do need is some kind of source or some kind of reason that they could believe what they're writing is true, which makes sense to me. And the court found there, and we weren't allowed to tell the jury this, but the court found that Mr. Depp has committed at least 12 acts of domestic violence, including sexual violence, against Amber. But unfortunately, we had no evidence for any of those 12, and all the times that Amber had a tape recorder on, or Johnny did, he never mentioned it. What do you know? So, what did Depp's team learn from this? Demonize Amber and suppress the evidence. We had an enormous amount of evidence that was suppressed in this case. That was in the UK case. In the UK case, when it came in, Amber won and Mr. Depp lost. And they denied Johnny's appeal, of course. Brennenhoff said Depp's team was successful in quashing important medical records. I don't see how. So they handed in legit medical records as evidence. And where was that doctor, by the way? Johnny had people he had known for decades come out to the stand, so couldn't Amber get that doctor on the stand? Guess not. And as I was saying, I'm no lawyer. This isn't, a LawTube channel, obviously. I just can't see how that would even be legal to tell somebody they can't admit medical evidence they have. That just seems super basic. The judge would be like, yeah, obviously. But alright. They were able to suppress the medical records, which were very, very significant because they showed a pattern going on all the way back to 2012 of Amber reporting this to her therapist, for example. She told the program, but a therapist is not a medical record. There are some therapists who can prescribe drugs, like Xanax and sleeping pills or whatever, but that's not a doctor who's going to see a physical bruise and know where that came from, the force that was used, or whatever. You get my drift. A therapist is different than having actual hospital medical records. And she goes on to say, we had significant amount of texts, including from Mr. Depp's assistants, saying, when I told him he kicked you, he cried, he is so sorry, that didn't come in. When asked if the Aquaman actress would be able to pay the $10.4 million in damages that the Virginia jury awarded to her Hollywood star ex, Brennenhoff replied, oh no, absolutely not. According to sources close to Heard, the actress was supposed to join her attorney on the morning show Thursday, but pulled out of the interviews after her courtroom lesson. Her courtroom loss. Because she learned a lesson. That she doesn't know everything. She's not the smartest person in the room. When facts and evidence come out for the world, she can lose. The jury declared Heard 36 acted with actual malice when she penned her now infamous op-ed titled, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change. However, the actress's attorney confirmed that Heard would appeal and has excellent grounds for it. However, I heard contradictory things that she doesn't have the money to appeal and it actually costs a certain amount of money based on how much the damages were. So, that might not be happening. But don't quote me on it. Things could change. And then Brennenhoff just repeats herself. Let's keep going. We even had tried to get the UK judgment in his case because Depp already had his shot, and that's one of the issues, but also a number of the evidentiary issues. There was so much evidence that did not come in. Of course. And here she says, like she'll keep saying, like they think is their silver bullet, this UK case that they wanted to mention in the case so badly in Virginia, but they couldn't actually get it in there. And like I said, 2 separate cases, 2 separate issues. If you actually say he lost that case, you've got to explain in detail, clearly, and make sure the judge knows, and the jury knows, and everybody knows that it's a completely different issue, not necessarily about defamation. And also, if you tell somebody, the jury especially, he lost a case, that already puts in their mind negativity that, well, I guess he maybe should lose this one if he lost that one, so it's just not fair game. And that's the UK, and this is the US, so just saying. And they printed this here of Elaine hugging Amber after she lost, and I think that's Rottenborn behind them, thinking what he thinks all day, something like, I forgot to brush my teeth. Who knows? And that's him hugging Amber. He doesn't look that upset, actually. He's probably like, well, okay, did my best. And they print this of Johnny. They always print these poses where he's supposed to look like sarcastic or, conniving, or they always print the worst shots of him. You could get like 100 different stills from like 2 seconds of video or, 5 seconds of video or something like that. They always take the worst ones. I like this one, but it's not exactly like a smiley, happy, positive picture. But I really like it. Like I said, that's a kind of a neat looking picture there. And they print this one too of him leaving. I guess the implication is he's got these fans and people believe him just because he's Johnny Depp. The New York Post really has some crappy takes on Johnny, so I think that's what they were implying here. Even when he wins, they can't be positive and write some things about why they think he won and Amber lost. They gotta just keep playing this side like he didn't really win legit. Look at Amber's lawyer. She's got all this stuff to say after the loss. And they did print this one, though, which is a very nice picture of Ben Chu and Camille. 2 heroes, I would say. You guys, let me know what you think down below. Doing shout-outs, special thanks, That First Heard, pop culture, celebrity news. If you don't subscribe here, I guess I'll be sad about it, but I'll get over it, make a new video, something like that, rant over. Thanks for stopping by. See you next time.